Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of most ages.
We are an uncensored comedy podcast
covering a wide variety of movies and film.
I'm Ace.
And I'm Con.
And I'm Droid.
And we are
Movies for the People. And tonight we're coming to you with a very special edition episode covering our top 5 movies of the year so far.
Yeah, it's a different one.
I feel like this episode is the fuck MoviePass edition.
It really is the fuck MoviePass edition.
Can we title it that?
I think we can, honestly.
When you get started on the description for this week, Droid, you definitely put that in there.
I think you dropped that in there.
Here's the problem. Facebook is real iffy about, remember
We're
that?
not going to boost it.
Okay, fuck it.
You know, it's just MoviePass going out of business or whatever their malfunction is. It's forcing us to change and evolve a little bit, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we really got to rethink how we're going to be doing these episodes, because we can't really afford to
pay out of pocket every single week.
A couple weeks ago, I specifically remember singing a little song asking someone to give me some money so I can leave my job, but no, I'm still in my job. We're all at our jobs, and we can't afford to pay to go to movies outright every week.
And with them cock-blocking movies, like Christopher Robin this last weekend.
Mission Impossible
2 weeks ago. A few other ones coming up later this month. I mean, it's forcing us to change and evolve. And that's what we're going to do.
And through that change, we're going to be creating entertainment for the people.
With some subcategories. Like
anime.
Gaming.
I'm going to cover some music. And some TV on occasion as well.
Yep.
So we will be rebranding as entertainment for the people.
But we will still be bringing you talk about movies all the time.
All the time.
Those are our roots. We're going to stick to them. We're just going to expand.
Definitely.
We're going to expand on our horizons and grow.
So, yeah, this week we decided, since we can't talk about Christopher Robin
or
MoviePass.
Sorry to bother you, because our theaters suck.
Sorry to bother you is not MoviePass's fault. That's
just our
the
city's
Bismarck
fault.
Grand Theaters.
We're going to be doing a top fucking 5 list.
Yes, we are.
Our top 5 movies of 2018 so far.
What do you got for us, Big Daddy Droid?
All right, we're going 5. We're going up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Well, my first one, which I know Ace is annoyed with me with, because, I maybe have stolen this. Maybe he just committed and kept it. I don't know. Ready Player One. Oh, you did.
I did.
Ready Player One. I was going to put it on my list, and then I was like, nah, somebody else is going to have it on theirs. But then I was like, fuck it. And I kept it. Ready Player One, I loved. I'm a huge gamer. I'd probably game more than I do.
He's an addict.
Borderline, yeah, definitely.
No. No borders.
What do you...
He is an addict.
I game more than I do any other waking activity, unless it's like going to work. And I hate going to work. I love gaming. Sorry. I was gaming.
Ready Player One was fucking fantastic, though.
Yeah.
So many references throughout that movie, not just to gaming, but movies, pop culture, all of it. It's just so amazing.
Yeah, I would love to go back and watch it. I've only seen it twice. Man, did I see it 3 times? There was a lot. There were so many references that it was really hard to keep up.
Right.
And I felt like if you tried, then you missed out on it.
Yeah.
You just had to let them come as they went.
You really had to.
Because there was too much for you to... You'd miss so much important stuff if you were just looking for references.
Yes.
I like the story. I mean, I think most people who game, and anybody who's ever like played an MMO or anything like that, have had this fantasy of this great game that's bigger than everything else, and it's, it includes everything. You can do whatever you want. If you want to go fucking start a fucking donut shop and that's your shit, then you can do that and you can be the best at it. You know, people have always wanted games like that, and we don't really get them. So I think it's extremely imaginative. It's not the first time we've ever seen anything like that. There are a lot of anime that have done it, like Sword Art and Dot Hat.
I feel like from America, it's the first time we've really seen that.
Yeah, definitely from America. I liked the fact that it was in a future where video games had become such a big influence on everything in the world.
It was kind of life.
Well, the thing, like, a lot of people don't understand
It really
that
was.
video games are the highest grossing entertainment sector, period, right now. And that being said, it's still a growing industry, and
Right.
we don't know how it's going to affect the world, 20, 30 years from now. Who knows? Maybe there will be fucking bandwidth riots. I think I'm not going to say that I thought it was realistic, but it seemed like it would have been, even though for some people it's a really shitty future, the escapism that was afforded to pretty much everyone was pretty great. Hopefully, we don't become dependent on that in the future, but yeah, it was, I think also because it was a video game, it allowed for a lot of stuff that you don't just randomly see in movies. You don't get to see fucking Mechagodzilla fighting a Gundam. That was the Gundam. Pretty sure it's like the original Gundam. A lot of there's Sonic in there. A lot of entertainment properties you probably wouldn't see all together. I wonder
Right.
how much that movie cost them to make. I never really looked at the budget.
Budget-wise, I don't really remember.
It was a fucking lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot, definitely. But just, I wonder what it cost to get some of those properties in there, or if it was because they were a neutral, company putting the movie out.
Yeah.
Was it a little bit different than, like, say, Marvel property wanting to use a DC property or something?
Right. Like fucking Teen Titans Go and all their shit.
Yeah.
No, but I really love that movie.
Alright.
Just got to put the honorable mention out there because I wanted to do Greatest Showman for my 5, but that movie came out on December 20th of 2017, and that annoys the hell out of me because
Just missed it.
I just missed it.
Budget was 175 mil.
Oh yeah,
estimated.
it's a lot of fucking money. I think it's
It grossed over 582 mil, so I mean, it did really freaking good.
I mean, those are higher numbers than pretty much everything else we've seen, other than like Infinity War.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely a great movie. What was my 5? 5. I mean, not
was your
5.
5?
That was my 5. What is my 4? 4. I did Maze Runner: The Death Cure. I'm probably a little bit biased on that one because I saw that one I saw the first one with my little sister, and we had this whole thing going where we could only watch them when we were together. So the second one, it took me like 2.5 years to finally see, and I saw Death Cure when I went to California for E3 with my sister. Dylan O'Brien's in it, and I pretty much love anything he's in. Like, dude just can act his ass off.
He's amazing.
He's great.
I'm waiting for him to get like his real big break.
Yeah.
Like Maze Runner is like a first like real leading role, but once he gets like a real movie,
Yeah. He was the leading role
in that
in
assassin movie.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
I think it was American Assassin.
Yeah, with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think
it
that
sucked.
one did good. Did it?
It sucked. It wasn't very good. I thought that it was going to be good, maybe had some potential, stuff like that. The trailers looked really good, I thought.
From what I've heard, he did really good, but the movie just
Yeah,
was
yeah.
trash.
He did good. And Michael Keaton, I mean, even he did good in his role. But just the overall movie itself was just disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably eventually watching it just because he's in it.
I mean, from a fan standpoint, it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
You know, the action was good. I mean, there were parts of it that were good, but overall, it was just overly predictable. And it just wasn't very good. It was just a lackluster movie.
Right. Okay. Number 3, hilariously enough, after all the movies we've seen, ends up being Teen Titans Go to the Movies, which I think is great because, like I've said continuously, I feel like my entire generation is against that movie.
I thought about putting that movie on my list. They did a great job.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I loved it for a lot of the same. I loved it for a lot of the same reasons I loved Ready Player One. Aside from the gaming elements, there was just so much for everyone in those movies. In that movie, if you weren't a fan of a particular superhero, there was something for someone else here. We got not all the members of the Justice League, but most of the more prominent ones. And obviously, they didn't do anything that important because the movie wasn't about them, but I loved when they tried to get rid of their origin stories. That damn chase scene with Batman when they're trying to blow up the Batmobile, and then it turns into a bike, then it turns into a scooter, and then it turns into skates, and then it turns into Alfred, because somehow Alfred oh my god, Alfred. Turns out Alfred's the MVP in everything Batman.
Always.
I loved that movie, man.
Yeah.
Like I said last week and after we watched it and everything, I was hoping like crazy that I was going to be able to hate the shit out of that movie. And I really was close to putting it on my list.
Yeah.
Just because I enjoyed it so fucking much. I really enjoyed that movie. I feel comfortable with my list where it's at, that I can justify it not being there. But it's definitely one that I would consider in my top 10 at this point. I don't know about at the end of the year with some of the shit that's coming out.
Yeah. That's understandable. There's a lot of stuff that still looks like it's going to be pretty good. I mean, we never got to see Sorry to Bother You. I didn't get to see Tag, which annoys the hell out of me. Like,
that was really good.
It came out when I was out of town, and I never was able to get back to see it.
Is it out of theaters now?
I think it's still in theaters.
I think it still might be in theaters.
Use your MoviePass. Go see it.
I thought about it, but hey, it's fucking MoviePass.
You never know if you can use it.
It might not even be on the list anymore. But yeah, I wanted to, I thought about, I was like, hey, can I put Tag on there? And I was like, no, because I haven't fucking seen Tag. Same thing with Sorry to Bother You. So,
and that fucking pisses us off, man. I'm so pissed about that one.
We'll see it eventually.
We will eventually, yes. But you've had me hyped since,
right?
A month ago you started talking about this movie? Maybe
before that. Maybe
a little longer.
Yeah.
It was before E3, I think, even.
Yeah.
So, I've been pretty hyped for a while now, and with our theaters sucking and MoviePass blowing, we're just left waiting.
Yeah.
And it's a drag.
Which reminds me, if anybody from AMC ever sees this, I need you to know that we know our theater sucking is not your fault, but we need you to step it up.
We need help, man. We need help.
The Carmike was trash as it was.
It was. It ran that
garbage.
theater into the ground.
And then AMC bought it.
Moved in.
And they really haven't done much with it.
They haven't done anything.
They changed the concessions.
But who gives a shit about that?
Right.
Make it, their hours of operation are garbage.
It's the only AMC I've ever been to that I didn't want to be at.
Yeah. I think they just need a new facility altogether.
I think they'll fix it eventually.
Because the mall that it's in is trash. They just need a new facility altogether.
Maybe.
Thank you, AMC, for listening.
Thank you, AMC.
Thank you so much.
What do you got next?
See, I was going to say something about Teen Titans, and I don't fucking remember. I need some confirmation on that after that post-credit scene. Or during credit scene, I guess. because that would really make me happy.
All right. Well, when a man and a woman love each other.
No.
Oh, you mean after that?
I mean the tease. I mean the tease that they put in there. They kind of teased that the original Teen Titans TV show was coming back, but I don't know how that would happen. So, I haven't really heard anybody talk about it aside from speculation. Like, nobody's come out and officially said, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing.
Right.
So I'm kind of worried that maybe they're half of me says, they weren't just messing with us, and the other half of me says, well, they could be, because this movie was definitely the kind of movie where they just fuck with people.
Yeah.
My second movie, I've been hearing the theme song in my head the entire time I've been talking about Teen Titans. I'm just like, as I'm approaching, it's getting louder, and I'm just like in my head, just da 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 ba 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 ba. I'm sorry, The Incredibles is fucking great. That's my Incredibles 2 is my number 2.
That's a fucking good pick right there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I mean, I think we all agree that we enjoyed both movies.
Right.
Still not totally sure. I think that Incredibles 2 was better than the first one because it was a lot more about every member of the family, whereas the first one was like there was this huge... It's really weird because both of them are more about the parents than the kids.
Right.
But I feel like you got a lot more from the kids.
You got a lot of really good character development across the board with that family.
Yeah. And Raccoon, MVP, 2018. I was so proud of that squirrel. Because as soon as that baby caught on fire, I would have been the fuck out of there. I don't care what kind of animal I am. Like, I could be a fucking tiger, but if a baby catches on fire, I leave.
Yeah,
that's so. Squirrel, good on you. We appreciate you. You're the MVP this year.
You're great.
You're even better than. No, I was gonna say Hulk, but what the fuck did he do?
He is better.
No, but what did Hulk do? Hulk bitched and was pissed off and never showed up the entirety of fucking Infinity War. So
hey, man, he got his ass whooped. He was scared.
Anyway,
leave him alone.
I love the scenes with Edna and Jack.
Yeah,
that was just great when she babysitted Jack, and I never. What is Mr. Incredible's actual name?
Bob.
Yeah, when Bob goes to pick up Jack, and she has like all the biometric systems set up for Jack, and he just pulls out the light bulb like, nah, 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 nah. But it's just like Edna.
Yeah. Jack was the star of that movie.
Oh man, such a great movie. But I loved it because I think more than the first one, the second one gave us a lot of possibilities for more to come out of that world. Because now that supers aren't illegal,
right,
there's a lot more that's going to be going on. I feel, I assume villains will come out of the woodwork. I don't understand how there weren't more villains, honestly, since having superpowers was illegal, but I think that maybe if we're lucky, we get a few more, and that would be amazing. Hopefully we don't have to wait as long as we did.
We will.
Don't fucking jinx it. Stop.
We will.
Stop.
Why you gotta be like that?
Close your hand. Close your fucking hand. He knocked on wood. We're good.
Knocked on wood. We good now.
I think we all three have the same number one. So do you guys want to save that one until the end?
I was wondering the same thing. I think we should just save it. I think the people are smart enough to know what our number one is.
Yeah.
I mean, and if not, we still love you. We still love you. You have your own interest and tastes. Just don't agree with us. And
don't agree with us.
All right, Con.
Number 5, I went with Incredibles 2. Everything that
Why do you put that at a number 5?
because my number 3 is maybe a little higher than it should be.
Probably. Probably.
I don't know if I remember what your number 3 was.
Just think about
Look
him.
around my room.
Well, I had an idea, and I was like, oh. But I was kind of hoping I was wrong.
No,
You're
you're
not.
wrong.
Your assumptions are correct.
Oh, man.
They are correct. Just look around the room. You'll figure it out. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I cut you off, but
No, I apologize.
I just realized that, like,
I'm sick of this crush you have on him.
what?
I'm saying it right here
What the fuck?
for the people.
What are you
Khan has a crush on Droid.
What?
Add Droid to the list
Android is a list.
with Deadpool and Thor. You're among good company.
You're among great company.
I mean, I love being on a list with Deadpool and Thor, but I don't know if I want to be on that list.
that may be where he draws the line.
Right. Like, put me on some other list with Deadpool and Thor. Like,
Hey.
if it's Deadpool, Thor, Lloyd on a list, cool. But, like,
That kind of
some
list?
lists we just leave alone. Okay? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Um,
Alright.
I just think it's hilarious because now that I'm thinking about it, we say look around the room, and we know what his number 3 is. But at this angle that the camera's facing, you
Nobody
wouldn't be
can
able to
see
tell.
it. Nobody
Yeah.
can see it.
You
There's
guys are
just
gonna
a
have to
little one
wait.
right in front of your face, like you're kissing it.
What?
Look at his face, and then look on that shelf right behind his face. Like if you look in the camera, you can see him.
All right. I mean, we waited 14 years
Right.
for it,
Yeah.
which led to a lot of hype for the movie. I don't care who you are, you were hyped about that movie. If you saw that first one and you've been waiting a long ass time for a second one, you finally get the second one, and it's really fucking good. The numbers showed it too. I mean, they put a lot of money into the budget for this one, and they delivered.
They did. They did a great job.
Yeah. It was on my
Like I
top
said, the
five, so I
character
agree.
development that you saw from the family was terrific. We got more Jack, which is what we wanted, anyways.
That's really all I want.
I think everybody was biggest gripe about the first one. Not enough Jack.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, second one comes. What they give us? They gave us more Jack, and everything else about the movie was fantastic as well.
You know, I think it's kind of crazy though. Now that I'm thinking about it, nobody would have cared about Jack if he just didn't have every fucking power.
Right.
Like nobody cared about Jack until like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. That is
of
true.
The original Incredibles, and now
Yeah.
we're just like, we need Jack.
He was the highlight of the first one.
Yeah. They had a $200 million budget in this one. They pulled out 182 opening weekend. So almost cleared their budget in 4 days, I guess. They probably had the early screenings.
Wow.
So 4 days.
Where are they at now?
They've grossed over $1 billion.
Holy shit.
So some good numbers there. They had a $92 million budget for the first one. And they did 70 mil opening weekend then. So, and they grossed over 631 mil. I hope their plan isn't to make us wait another 14 years, get us hyped up, and then deliver another mega blockbuster. But if I gotta wait, fuck it, I'll wait.
If I'm taking my kids to see Incredibles 3, I'm going to be annoyed. I need to see Incredibles 3 without my children. I can take my kids to see Incredibles 4 or 5.
Right. But not Incredibles.
They're
2.
not going to make that many. There's going to be one.
I think a
Incredibles
trilogy is all that
in 14 years.
the director wants to do, anyways, at most.
Well, you know what? Fucking in my case, I might be taking my fucking kids to see it anyway.
Right.
Even if we waited that fucking long. It's... yeah.
Number 4, I went with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I did. I enjoyed that movie that much that it snuck into my top 5.
Like a ghost.
Like a ghost. Ha ha ha. You know, we talked about it before. I think it's possibly better than the first one. If not, I mean, it's really, really, really close as far as overall material goes.
Right.
Numbers wise, they had a $162 million budget, which, I mean, is not a whole lot, but kind of is a whole lot.
I mean, that's a pretty good amount.
That's a pretty good amount, right?
For the movie they made, they didn't need that much.
Right. They did over 75 mil their opening weekend and have done over 400 mil so far in, what, a month? About a month right now.
Good on you, Ant-Man.
They had a $130 million budget for the first one and did 57 mil opening weekend and grossed over 500 for that one. So that might do better numbers wise.
I mean, I think at this point it will. They're already at 400.
Right.
You know.
But I liked it, I think, maybe more than the first one.
Why?
I just more Wasp.
She is badass.
I mean, she was amazing, man. Evangeline Lilly, she was just terrific.
She's great.
You telling me that you didn't get enough of the world's greatest grandma? Is that what you're telling me?
I do have. When I was writing up in my notes and everything, and for my top 5, I have in here. You have the perfect dose of Michael Pena, which he's fantastic. You know, when he does his little conversation piece with the truth serum.
Yeah.
We did talk about Michael Pena on our review. You should go check that out. But we had said that he doesn't really have any big roles, and we were wrong.
Were we?
He's an End of Watch.
He is an End of Watch.
I totally forgot about that movie.
Holy shit.
We were talking about that.
I've seen part of it. So.
Yeah. But I also have in here Cassie and World's Greatest Grandma.
Okay.
Scott Lang opening the movie up in the Fort of the Century. Because their fort that they made out of cardboard boxes was fucking amazing.
It wasn't a fort, it was a fortress.
There was a fucking...
it.
Yes. The place was amazing. But, I mean, he was on house arrest for a few years, so, I mean, you know, what else are you going to do with your time?
Right.
Other than be Grandma of the Year. So, I thought that was like a really fun way to open it up.
I just want to put this out there. If you're watching this in your own house arrest, you should aspire to be Grandma of the Year.
Definitely.
Have some dreams if you're on house arrest.
Yeah. Yeah. Be like Scott Lang.
Do it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be like Scott Lang. Just be Grandma of the Year.
Yeah, definitely.
What is your next movie?
Deadpool 2.
This is the one that should be number 5.
This is the one that should probably be number 5. You know, but I can't do that to my boy.
You can.
I can't.
You absolutely
I can't.
can.
Nope, can't do it.
You just said that it should be, so you
Should
could
be,
easily
but it's
switch
not.
it.
Nope, can't do it.
Oh my god.
Nope.
He loves him.
I do.
And he loves you.
Domino
In a way that friends love friends.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
touch his hand.
Yeah, touch my hand.
Oh, God.
Domino was a super fun addition to the movie.
She was great.
She was terrific in every aspect. The prison wallet. Come on, that's some funny shit.
You know it was good? The Vanisher.
The Vanisher.
Blew that shit out of the water.
Brad Pitt cameo. Got that down here. You got some Juggernaut.
Which I know.
Ish.
I don't think anybody expected that.
No.
I never. I always wondered, and I never went to look. Was it the same guy? No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
That what you're thinking about from X3?
X3, yeah.
That was Vinnie Jones,
Okay.
I think. Am I wrong? Or is it Vinnie Jones? I think
I'm
it's
pretty
Vinnie
sure
Jones.
it's Vinnie Jones. I don't know. But it was definitely a different guy. This wasn't a real guy.
Yeah.
So.
You're telling me the Juggernaut's not real?
I am.
He's the Juggernaut, bitch.
He is the Juggernaut, bitch.
Exactly. Stay quiet.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Never disrespect the Juggernaut like that.
All right, number 2, I went with Sicario, Day of the Soldado. I thought it was a fantastic sequel to the first one, which I thought was a fantastic movie to begin with. You got stellar acting pretty much across the board. You got more Jeffrey Donovan, which I'm all for. And one thing that I loved is that they had a $35 million budget. And they did more with that $35 million than Skyscraper did with their $125 million.
Facts.
Good.
Facts.
But do you think The Rock did more with his $50 million check?
Probably not. No, he probably just went to the gym and lifted a shit ton of weights and then ate a fuckload of food afterwards and then flexed a little bit and made some ladies, a little excited in their panties and, or dudes, whatever.
How did Sicario do?
They had a decent $19 million opening weekend.
Okay.
And have grossed over 71 mil so far in theaters.
Okay.
The first one had a $30 million budget with a $12 million opening weekend and $84 million gross. So, with it being a planned trilogy, I don't know that it's going to make more than 100 mil, but, with it being a planned trilogy, I think they're in a good spot with the success of the second one.
Right.
And only upping the budget $5 million, they did pretty goddamn good with that kind of a budget.
They did a great job.
So that's my 5 through 2. Ace, what do you got for us there?
Are you ready for my list?
I'm ready for your list. Hit me with it.
All right. So first of all, I don't have all the budgets and all that because that stuff doesn't really matter.
Oh, so you're saying I wasted the people's time?
I am.
People, I would like to formally apologize to you for wasting your time.
Look at the people when you talk to them.
Yeah, look at them. Look at them in the eyes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people.
Oh, man.
Fucker.
All right, so in my 5 spot, I have the movie The Week Of. And this is a Netflix movie. It's got Chris Rock and Adam Sandler, who are 2 fathers, who their kids are getting married. And, those 2 are hilarious. Adam Sandler's very iffy. But this is like the serious, funny Adam Sandler, which is the best Adam Sandler. It was great. If you have Netflix, just go watch it. It's on there.
So it's better than Tag.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Better than Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
To me personally.
And it's a funny comedy movie?
It's not like a funny comedy movie, but it's a comedy movie.
But a funny kind of sort of comedy.
It's got humor.
A humorous comedy movie.
It's a different type of humor than Tag and Teen Titans Go
right,
to the movies.
Yeah.
For a
more
second,
serious.
I thought you were just doing this thing where you were starting to make up different kinds of comedy.
Well,
with random adjective.
Yeah, I was just kind of doing that until we agreed on that it's a funny movie of some sort of nature. Because what I'm trying to say is I'll go check it out.
Yeah, you do that.
Check it out.
I like those guys.
Check it out.
And I like funny movies.
All right. My number 4 is A Quiet Place. I feel like that movie, with little to no talking in it, was amazing.
I agree with that.
Like, I don't know how they made it so entertaining. The acting was amazing. The suspense was great. The just visual aspect of the whole movie was phenomenal. Got me out here using big words. Phenomenal. I don't think I've ever used that word in my life.
I actually might start listening to you more.
You know, I just came to a realization about him. You know, it's crazy.
What?
I realized that within the first 7 minutes of that movie, he knew he was gonna love it. You know why?
What?
Because his girl is in it.
No.
No? I have no idea.
Because they killed a kid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And at that point, he knew he was gonna love that movie.
I was in.
And his girl's in it, Emily Blunt.
I mean, that's great, but he loves people dying in movies, especially
Yeah.
if they're important.
Yeah.
Him and his
It's the best way to carry a story along.
So you want a little dollar amount for your movie there?
I don't.
Okay. Fine.
I just don't.
I was going to tell you how amazing it's done.
I'm sure it did phenomenal.
It really
I'm going to
did.
start using that word all the time.
And then I'm going to stop
Let me
listening.
see it. I'll know and he won't.
All right, I'll show you.
I don't care, because guess what? How much money a movie makes does not affect how good it is.
No, but it dictates whether or not you're going to get more.
Holy shit!
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, holy shit.
Wow.
It doesn't really dictate
It
if you're going to get more.
it kind of does.
A little bit.
Movies
It
is
depends on how good the
it's a
movie is. A
business.
movie like this, it doesn't matter
Right.
because
Okay.
of how well it was made.
Right.
And I'm going to move on now.
Okay, move on.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
My next movie is Solo, a Star Wars story, and that one's got my boy in it. Donald
Your
Glover.
PG lover?
Donald Glover.
Glover?
Yes, it's got him in it. He did great. He
He did
carried
do
that
great.
movie, and that's the reason he's getting a Lando movie.
Eventually, when they green-light that.
Yeah,
Shit.
whenever they,
They take it off the table for a while.
whenever Disney figures it out.
Yeah,
but
they're this movie bombed by all Star Wars specifications.
Yeah.
So they took all of the standalone movies off the table for right now.
Huh.
Which I don't get.
I think they're still keeping Obi-Wan though. I'm pretty sure I've heard that they're keeping Obi-Wan, and that's going to be on their streaming service.
These fucking streaming services.
Yeah, it's shitty,
Yeah,
but it's the future.
it is the future. Dear Lord, what was that?
I don't know.
A thing.
But yeah, so I loved Solo. I thought it was great. I think the guy that played Han Solo. You guys laughing at?
I have to grab my pen. I was trying so hard.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
I thought he did good. I've been reading a lot of hate, about that guy for the last couple of months, and people felt like they should have cast somebody different who looked.
people just
more
wanted
like
Harrison Ford.
and all this other bullshit, and it's just like this dude. He may not have been like to a fucking T. Han Solo, get the fuck over it. Seriously, grow the fuck up. Stop hating on people for stupid petty bullshit, and enjoy the fucking movie.
I went in there wanting to hate him as Han Solo, and he did a great job. So, if you guys have anything to say about it, fight me.
Fight me too.
Now you
fuckers.
know his face.
Fight me.
Fight me.
Yeah, go see Solo. It was good. It was really good.
Wasn't Fitz? Was that his name? Fritz?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Was it? What was it? Fritz? Or
It's Fritz.
Wasn't he the one that came out like before we actually met him? He came
Yeah.
out. He's
Yeah.
like, "Don't go see Star Wars. It's a bunch of bullshit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fritz,
You're gonna fucking run into Fritz in the movie theater.
He's gonna fight me.
He's gonna
Oh,
beat
God.
your ass.
He's gonna
Oh,
fuck
God.
that ass.
He's gonna kick you in the face with this fucking tattoo that says "fuck shoes."
Oh god.
Oh man.
You're gonna get
Oh god.
some fungus on your face from his feet.
Oh no. Okay. We're moving on. Go see Solo. My number 2, right? That's what I'm on? Yeah. Ready Player One.
Excellent choice.
I mean, we already kind of went over it, but It was great. All the references, the suspense, the action, the acting. I don't even like the main character as an actor, and I enjoyed that movie. Yeah, it was good. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It was
Are you just trying to use
phenomenal.
big words over here?
I think he's jealous.
See, the problem is he's going to run out of his 4 words in about a week or so.
Right.
Come up with some new words.
Oh, I'm always quick to come up with some new words.
Okay.
Doubt me.
You're eloquent like that?
Phenomenal-tastic.
I guess. But we already went over, that movie a lot.
Right.
Droid over here went quite in depth.
Very much in depth. He went deep into that one.
Yeah.
Felt like it should almost be his number 1.
But it's great. Definitely go see it. And I think it's time for us to get to our number 1 pick from all 3 of us. The most anticipated movie,
of
I
all
think,
time?
ever. Yeah.
The culmination of how many years and how many movies?
Way too many.
10 years, right?
Was
Of
it
all
10
time
years?
so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to think if there's anything that's like more. I mean, it's an opinion thing.
It is an
Maybe
opinion
episode
thing.
7 and the last Harry Potter movie, but I don't think they were more anticipated than this one was. The hype on the internet was crazy. Crazy. And
The
it was good.
Avengers Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War.
Our
Hail
Lord
Thanos.
It was great.
I'm going to say this right now. All right?
All right.
Just going to put this out here.
Go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
Star-Lord is a normal human fucking being, and he was not thinking rationally.
First off, he's not a normal human being.
Yeah,
Now
we
he
learned
is.
that. We learned that in Guardians of the Galaxy.
No,
Volume
now he
2.
is. He doesn't have any more fucking god power shit. He's just a normal fucking dude.
He still have God.
No.
He's still have God.
No, he lost that part of himself.
I don't think he lost it as much as like the power. He doesn't have the powers anymore, but he's still half.
You know
God.
what he lost? He lost Yondu. That's what he lost.
He lost his
Yeah.
daddy.
And he also lost Gamora.
Fuck Gamora.
Yeah, fuck. I kind of hate all the Guardians.
I like Rocket.
Oh, they're just a
Groot.
bunch of idiots. Yeah, Rocket and Groot.
Drax.
I was
They
gonna
did
say,
some
Rocket
stuff.
is a hell of a lot smarter than you are. You just call him an idiot.
I'll call him an idiot all I want.
Let me tell you, Groot.
Don't make me get my boy
Groot?
Jack to beat Rocket's ass.
I would love to see Jack and Rocket go toe to toe.
I don't think Jack could beat Rocket. He's not smart enough yet. Like, if he was an adult, he has like control over his powers to that extent, yes. But Rocket's smart as fuck. He just makes some shit.
He would just
To
get
counter
so
fucking-
pissed. Jack bouncing around, just disappearing, shooting him in the ass with whatever.
He would just, yeah, and then he would make some shit to contain Jack.
Groot would have to step in and just like slap both of them.
Groot will fuck you up. Drax, let me tell you, that man knows how to fucking disappear.
This is true. Facts.
Have you guys seen
Do
the
you know how to
deleted scenes?
disappear? No, I haven't.
I haven't yet.
Watch them. They're really fucking funny.
Okay.
I will.
A couple of them are pretty funny.
Okay.
I feel like I went a little overboard with my saying how funny they were. They weren't like that funny, but they were pretty. They were pretty funny.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Why was this your number 1, Droid?
I mean, I think for the same reasons you guys probably have. Like, there is so much. I don't know. There's so much that led up to this. Like, it probably was me. I don't fucking know, but my shit's not fucking bright. Anyway. There was so much that led up to it. And, I mean, I won't say most of my childhood. When did the first When did Iron Man? 2008.
2008, yeah.
So 10 years ago.
10 solid years.
Almost half of my life, we've been getting Marvel movies that have been leading up to this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think for someone my age and even people who are younger, that's really big because it's something that's been a part of how we view superheroes,
right?
Especially in the cinematic universes, and just our experience, our movie going experience. Like I've seen quite a few of them in theaters. I think it's just such a big part of my life at this point that me being the kind of person I am, I have to say it's my number one because not only was it such a good movie, but it's also been like my friends and I, outside of you guys, talk about fucking, Iron Man. Oh my god, fuck. Can we talk? I just want to put it out there. All right, Iron Man 3 is fucking trash, except for like his coming back story.
Iron Man 3 is actually a good movie.
I think Iron Man 3 is really good, and 2 was the just shitty one.
2 was like super trash. Iron Man 3 was really trash. But the reason Iron Man 3 was really trash is because in Iron Man 1, there is a point at which I think it's like somebody's eating pizza, and there's a radio or a TV playing in the background, and they're talking about a terrorist group called the Seven Rings of Power.
Right.
They fucking teased the Mandarin in the first fucking movie.
Yeah.
And in the third movie, we get bullshit, fake,
Yeah.
No, there's a real Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
In the universe, like.
But we don't fucking get him, and he's like fucking Tony Stark's arch nemesis.
Maybe they're saving him.
For what? Because Robert Downey Jr. is ready to let that shit go.
Because just think about it. If they would have brought him in the second one, then what would they have done? Like, that's the villain.
But what did the second one really do for the rest of the cinematic universe?
Nothing. Wasted our time.
If we had,
they should have given us the story for 3 in 2, and then 3 could have given us the real Mandarin.
Well, we needed.
Now we got to wait till Iron Man 4,
or we needed 3 because they couldn't have given us the story of 3 in 2 because the Avengers hadn't happened yet.
Right. I mean, we just have to wait for Iron Man 4 to hopefully get made. But I mean, at this point, we're just crossing our fingers and hoping.
Right. Anyway, Infinity War, I mean, I think it's something we talk about and we'll continue to talk about until the next one comes out. I mean, just now we're talking about fucking Iron Man, which came out in 2008.
Right.
These are conversations that are going to keep happening. And I think that's a really big thing for pretty much anybody who's into superheroes. Like, I think most of America is at this point.
Yeah.
And Infinity War was just a culmination of everything that's happened up until this point. Aside from, like, the weird-ass Amazing Spider-Man movies. Also, Infinity War was great because it had the one true Peter. I've actually been thinking about that all day.
And some legit tears for Peter.
Oh.
Why is Infinity War your number one?
I think it's kind of what he said. I mean, it's just a culmination of a decade worth of movies, 14, 15, 16 movies, whatever it is, bringing in all of these characters and starting with a lesser known character in a way with Tony Stark and building it from the ground up there.
Right.
Casting a rehabilitated Robert Downey Jr. who really kind of looked the part and did a fucking great job in Iron Man. And then, everything just kind of took off from there. That was a monster movie. And Iron Man 2, like we said, it kind of sucked. Iron Man 3 was better than 2, but still miles away from 1.
Yeah.
We get other characters from there. Hulk, which belongs to a different company anyway, so he's limited to what we'll ever see of him.
Not much in Infinity War because he was being a little bitch.
Yeah. You get Thor, another somewhat lesser character.
I kind of feel like all of their superheroes that they have, like that Marvel had, the MCU had,
Yeah.
weren't really big heroes. I mean, Captain America is well known, but
Right.
he wasn't like a big hero.
Right.
The biggest one they had was the Hulk.
Yeah.
And
Spider-Man.
they didn't have Spider-Man. They didn't get Spider-Man until 4 years ago.
You're saying
Yeah.
like starting out?
Yeah.
In 2008 when the MCU started.
Okay. I thought we meant like all together.
and that they had that allegiance or whatever you want to call it with Universal Studios all the way back then, because that's when Edward Norton's Hulk came out, was in 2008, I think, as well. And there's an end credit scene.
Was it 08 or 09?
It was 2008. 07 or 2008, one of the two.
It came out before Iron Man let it off. And Edward Norton's was the next one.
No, because there's a end credit scene in Iron Man, isn't it? With Tony and fucking what's his name? Ross. Isn't that an Iron Man?
No, Samuel L. Jackson's at the end of Iron Man, and he's talking to him about the Avenger Initiative.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm sure it came out in 2008.
Well,
but anyways, they had that partnership all the way back then that they were gonna, be able to use that character, but not in a solo movie.
Yeah.
Then you get Cap, and probably their best trilogy as a whole would be Cap's. Then you have the Avengers. No, you don't agree with me.
no.
What
He
trilogy?
has one good movie.
What do you mean one good movie?
The second Captain America.
First one was good.
The first one was okay. It was watchable.
Yeah, it
What
wasn't the
what
best.
trilogy is better though?
The Avengers trilogy.
Also, Hulk came out a month later.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was that close.
Yeah.
That's close as hell.
Yeah. Whatever. That's not. It's not really a trilogy to compare.
I know. It probably is the best trilogy until Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out.
Exactly. But that's a couple years out.
Who knows?
Maybe longer. Anyways, I mean, it just everything, the story that they told from movie to movie to movie, dropping a subtle hint here, a hint there. You bring in an Infinity Stone in this movie, you bring one in at the end of this movie.
I get that the MCU is great, but why is this one like? Because this movie could have been garbage.
It just everything, man. It brought everything. 10 years worth of effort in movies and going to and watching as the story grows, and Thanos finally shows up. The guy we've been teased for 6 years now, I think.
Yeah.
2012, I think, is when Avengers came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was teased in anything prior to that. I don't remember right now, but a solid 6 years we've been teased about Thanos, and we finally get the big bad.
And he lived up to it.
And he lived up to it, man.
And I think one of the big things about this movie is how balanced it was, because we bring in almost every character we've seen
Right.
up until this point, period.
-2.
Almost every character we've seen. And they each get equal parts.
They did a great job balancing it out.
It wasn't too fast or too slow. Everybody got something, everybody was doing something important.
Right.
And I mean, aside from timing on some people's parts, things.
I mean, we talked about it when it came out. Like, we could have used another whole half hour worth of content in that movie.
I would have watched still another half hour.
Yeah, without even feeling that it was a 3-hour long movie at that point. This is just, it's not my childhood, but I mean, I've watched these characters since I was a little kid.
Right.
And to see them on the big screen, even going back to 2008 with Iron Man, I mean, it was amazing, as a grown-ass man watching these characters. And they didn't look shitty. That was the best thing.
Right.
They didn't look shitty. There were aspects of certain movies that maybe looked shitty, but as a whole, I mean, it was just beautiful to see. And then to see everything come together in Infinity War, the different places that you travel to, everything looks so great. And the acting, the story, just everything about it, man. I mean, I don't think there's anything that I will see the rest of this year that's going to take this away from the #1 spot.
The only thing I'm thinking that might even have a chance is Mortal Engines. Because Peter Jackson is amazing.
That and, oh my God. Punch me in the
Fantastic Beasts?
Yes, Fantastic Beasts. Thank you.
I don't think Fantastic Beasts is going to take the spot.
They had to do some.
It'd have to be amazing.
Right.
I mean, it would. Absolutely. But, I mean, I was a little kid going to Harry Potter, man. I mean, that shit was just terrific as fuck.
Right.
They were great.
And to see kind of an expanded universe on that it brings out the little kid in me.
Right. I mean, that's why, like, when we reviewed Hotel Artemis, I was talking about, how big it is to have that world building aspect.
Yeah.
Like, you want more, and there's so much to offer.
It's like Bright.
Right.
They didn't expand on their universe very well either. Like, they gave us glimpses of everything and didn't.
Right.
But supposedly there's a Bright too.
We'll see. Maybe they'll answer. Maybe they'll talk about the fucking dragons flying around the city.
And my last thing that I'll say, and then we go on to you. I've talked long enough.
Yeah.
Shut up. You're still mad. It's part 1 of 2 of probably the greatest story we've seen in any movies in a long time. And the most recent thing that comes to my head is also a comic related movie in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other stories that just are so massive and do so much and so amazingly.
Right.
Yeah, they did a great job.
And then kick you in the dick when Peter goes away.
I think Harry Potter is the closest thing to me. I think of just building this world.
And I mean, maybe Middle Earth too, with Lord of the Rings and
possibly. And they did it in like 3 movies.
Right.
Which don't hold up today.
They're tough to rewatch.
Horrible.
They are tough to rewatch. I hate to say it, but they are tough to rewatch.
I feel like that's going to be the case for most things, though.
I don't know. You go watch Iron Man. That still looks amazing today.
When did the Lord of the Rings movies?
Like 2000.
They came out in 2000s. Early 2000s.
Like a shift in that time.
When did the third one come out? Like 2005?
Right around there.
And so 3 years later? That's not that big of a jump. And Harry Potter looks better than those two.
And Harry Potter just
came out before those.
Came not much before, though.
2003.
Was the first
third
one? Or the third one?
Third.
Third one was 03.
And I think
oh, yeah,
Harry
so
Potter
they were
1 was
2000,
2001.
or it was 01, 02, 03. Lord of the Rings wasn't it? They came out consecutive years.
Damn.
They didn't really make you wait, which was nice.
Yeah. I'm going to say that this movie is my number one because it is the best Marvel movie. And they ended it off like that. Like this, if this was trash, everyone would have been disappointed.
Right.
And like you said, like they built up to this. There was so much pressure on them.
Right.
They
and
laid the groundwork for so many years.
They delivered. And the acting was amazing. The pacing. To watch a 2.5-hour movie is tough.
It is.
If it's not good. Even sometimes, even if the movie is good, there's parts where you're like, oh,
the pacing can be troublesome.
They did an amazing job. It was over and I was not ready.
No.
I don't. Everything about the movie was great. Some of the best CGI I've ever fucking seen in a movie. Yep. Thanos looked real. And it was weird watching the deleted scenes and seeing the not real looking Thanos. Also seeing Thanos like just Josh Brolin wearing a mocap suit with a giant Thanos picture head above his head was hilarious. But yeah, they did a great job. If you haven't seen it, you are a piece of shit.
I wouldn't go that far, but like, what the fuck are you waiting for, though? Seriously.
I hope somebody blows up the rock you live under.
I'm not down with those terrorist attacks. But go
but
see
you're
it.
down with erasing half the fucking universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would better the world.
That's better for the world. Hey, you know?
Thank you, Lord Thanos. That's all we're saying.
I'm saying they were out there slaughtering people before they just making people disappear. People had to suffer.
You know, he took care of the suffering.
He brought on the suffering.
No, he took away the suffering.
Those people.
No, he took away the suffering.
He made sure there was no suffering.
If people had forgotten that those people existed, then he would have taken away the suffering. But people have to live with the facts that their friends and family members are no longer there.
Hey,
it
makes it a lot easier.
People have to grieve.
It makes it a lot easier to forget about someone when you can afford a Lamborghini because they're gone now.
Right.
No.
Or a full plate every meal that you go to eat.
A full plate every meal.
No.
Every meal.
I don't give two shits. If you gave me $5 billion
and I can skip a couple of meals,
and just killed off one of my family members, I would not be okay with it.
Eventually. Eventually.
It doesn't matter. Everybody is eventually okay with death.
Yeah.
But you don't take everything away from people and they're just okay with it.
He doesn't take everything away.
Some people lost their whole fucking families. Like, statistically speaking, a lot of people lost their whole fucking families.
Then you get a new family. Maybe he made sure to wipe out the whole family so that way no one's grieving.
Nobody suffered.
I doubt it.
He seemed very precise with his.
I mean, it was pretty random.
I doubt it.
But I mean,
the snap was random.
Thanos is a good god. He would not do anybody wrong.
Thanos isn't a god.
He's our god.
He is our god.
The one above all is a god.
Yeah,
Thanos.
He is above all.
No.
Have you seen his plentiful farm? Okay.
All right.
I think that concludes this episode.
Yeah.
Again, we are going to be figuring out some new ways to do the episodes.
Going to be bringing you guys some new content.
New entertainment.
For the people.
For the people.
For you.
The people.
For you.
And you.
Every week.
Every week.
And one thing we're also thinking about is we've been thinking about starting a Patreon.
Absolutely.
I think we have to at this point. We love doing what we do.
We do.
There's no mistaking that.
Right.
I mean, outside of my family, this is my second favorite part of my entire week is doing this shit with you guys.
Oh,
What's your
touched.
First? I was looking at him.
He just fuck.
You're such a douche. You're not even listening. I said aside from my family.
His first was his family. Pay attention.
I did hear that, but he said aside from his family, this is his second favorite thing.
Yeah, my family would be number one.
Correct.
I was thinking there would be a
Y'all
number
would be
one that
number
was
two.
also aside from the family.
No.
Oh,
Y'all are number two.
okay. I get it.
Okay.
You love us. Well, you love him.
I do.
You like me.
But I mean, we Patreon is just something we're gonna have to do. We need help keeping afloat. You know, I mean, just we want to do what we do, and we love doing what we do.
Right.
And we want to bring you guys the best content we can.
But with MoviePass going under, like we talked about, our AMC in our area not very good.
Not at all.
It's gonna, for us to do movies, it's gonna be coming out of pocket.
Which gets to be very expensive when you're seeing 2 movies a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any help that can be thrown our way, obviously, it's greatly appreciated. Anything helps.
We're coming up with ideas for what we're gonna get you guys.
Some rewards and
as
benefits
incentives.
and things like that.
If you guys have any recommendations, just make sure to let us know on our Twitter at Movies for People. The number, not the word, bitch.
I fucking love it. I fucking love it.
Or on our Facebook, you can just search Movies for the People. Or on our Instagram, movies_for_the_people.
Yeah.
Or you can send us an email. I'm just kidding. Let us know on one of those social medias.
Right.
Let us know, people. Let us know.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay, day.
I love you.
All right. Well, this has been Movies for the People. Until next time, fuck you, MoviePass. You suck.
And people, we love you.
And we love you, people.